Hey everyone, OTLCD about a year ago I bought this mini tractor. At that time it was the cheapest one available for purchase. I got it primarily for cutting grass. With it you get this rotary mower. I modified it a bit. Well, it doesn't actually come with the tractor, you have to buy it separately for an extra cost. But the mower is actually pretty cool. I want to turn this mini tractor into a mini loader. Also I plan to make some equipment that can lift a bucket at least a meter high. I've planned it without hydraulics. It's a decent idea. I thought about it for about 3 to 4 days, and now I want to try to make it happen. If you're interested, get comfortable. I'm starting. Let's go.
So the first step is to make the attachment point. I took 2 angle irons, 60 or maybe 70. I hope I'm right.
I shaped them, placed them. I'll make an insert here, weld it, and attach a plate at the bottom. Then I'll drill it, marking these 3 holes. So I've welded 2 pipes, reinforced everything at the bottom as well, put some brackets on. This is naturally a test prototype for some kind of setup where carriages will move. These will eventually lift the scoop, which will be somewhere around here. Now I'm going to show how it will roughly look. I'll make the carriages from larger diameter pipes. By the way, I've inserted a square tubing inside these pipes, put in some rebar, welded it all for rigidity, since there wasn't thicker walled pipe available. So, I took pipes with a larger diameter than the tractor pipe, and they are 15 centimeters long. Now I'm doing the marking into 3 equal parts, and then 6 202 bearings. I'll be making cuts here and welding them in so that these future carriages can move along the pipes I've mounted on the tractor.
Well,
I'll do this so we don't waste your or my time, and show you the finished version. So, what do we do next? From these larger diameter pipes, I made these parts. I made cuts from 3 sides. Why? For the bearings. Here are the bearings. I also pre-attached the bearings, put in little sleeves, and secured them to the bearings, so they don't move around. Then I installed them like this, with the help of these. I weld the sleeves. I'll show you how it all turned out. Here's one part I've already made. This is how it looks. It will move along the pipe, the first one and the second one. I'll connect them together and weld them. And on these parts, on these edges, I will weld 2 profile pipes on each side, and the bucket will be attached to them. But this is all in theory. Again, this is a prototype, made quickly, just to test the feasibility of the idea. If everything works well, then we can make everything quite neatly, with removable bearings, and so on. I welded these 2, fixed the pipes, and this is how they'll ride on both sides. Now we take a square metal piece and weld it in between. I'm making a scoop from this kind of metal that is 4 millimeters thick. It's slightly bent, but that's no big deal. I'll adjust it to my measurements. So, the width is 1 meter, and the length is 80 centimeters. Size of the scoop will be 50 centimeters each. So we've bent a scoop, made a loop on it so it can rotate. A loop made from a regular pipe. Actually, these are the loops. They will be the main part, allowing the scoop to rotate back and forth, side to side. Okay, I've welded the scoop, reinforced it, and added metal along the edges for extra strength. Underneath, I've also welded a plate at the bottom, using a 25 by 50 pipe to attach the scoop. It moves on these two loops, and this is where the winch will be installed. I've modified the attachment a bit, and it will lift the scoop up and over on these rollers, lifting it up and then dumping out. You can adjust the position downwards with this lever here on the tractor. The counterweight is being made at the back. I'm making a platform for it now. I've got a rail to make it easier to lift the scoop off the ground. There's no winch. I installed a winch on my system that I built. Look, just in case, I experimented with making different hooks and loops here. I put a roller here first, welded it, but it didn't work. Then I welded it higher and made it through the top. This is the most ideal setup. Now we'll try it out to see how it works. If something starts to slip, I'll show how it works unloaded. This is the height the bucket can lift to. Of course, you have to add a weight in the back so your tractor doesn't tip over. And it's easier to lift the bucket. It can also tip over. But now it tips over when it goes down. I think if you load it with sand or coal, then under its own weight, it will tip from the top and then lower down. In the next video, friends, I'll definitely show you how it works, but that won't be until next spring. We are now preparing for winter, cleaning up the garden, and so on. Bye, everyone. And by the way, I'll show you how this whole system is disassembled. It is literally secured with 2 bolts. It disassembles very easily. You can take it off and store it. Here are 2 bolts. You can actually add a 3rd bolt to secure it, and it can be taken off easily. Now, I'll take off the winch with the cable and show you how it is removed. It all comes off with a simple hand movement, and you put on the next attachment. If you liked my idea, definitely make a note of it and write in the comments about what other improvements you would like in this system. I'm waiting for your feedback. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.